Hey guys, this is Dantes Lindsay, General Manager of Ducks Trading LLC, as well as the lead trainer of StockCraft. Before I go any further, I just want to say I'm not a financial advisor, and this video is for entertainment purposes only. Other than that, I'm here to help you guys, especially the beginners. So let's go over the content in the video. Today, we're actually just going to review a trade, as well as give a lot of live example tips of what I look for in terms of being a short trader, as well as a few of the things I think about when I'm going long. The way I'm going to show you that today is we're going to go back through the stream I had on 11/23. We're going to take 3 segments from the stream that I made on the 23rd. And then I also like to record my trading afterwards, just for more content purposes. And so I'll take some pieces from my trades on the back end just to see if the calls I made in the beginning match the ones I traded in the middle / the end of the day. And so without further ado, let's get into the video. So first segment I'm going to show you. This is pretty much me just explaining what I think is going to happen throughout the day at this current moment. Mind you, this can change at any time of the day based off of the factors that we use to gauge what's happening in the stock. But let's go.
Good morning. So, how do I say this? I borrowed for ISPC, PT, PI, KTTA. Nothing is actually ideal when you consider that it's like holiday volume we're dealing with. There's a lot of low floats. Most of the things are pharmaceuticals. We all know technology and pharmaceuticals, they're very like linked together, very liquid. And I made at least like 1,000 or like 20% on some longs this morning. Now everything else is going to be a little more choppy. They've been switching back and forth in terms of who's the leading play. KTTA seems like the leading play in terms of like it has the most amount of volume coming in compared to like its low float and low market cap. Everything else has been just kind of juggling, and I've seen QLGN fade its way out. PTPI, it was almost a gap through resistance, but it eventually like lost a lot of volume and just started fading. If it does find something later, I'm gonna come back in and short that. ISPC, this is a rare case where you have a ticker that was originally like fading or diagnosed to like fade, and then it came back. It's in the right chart to look at. But everything else should be like halted right now in terms of like targets. Again, there's like not anything really ideal right now, so I'm pretty much waiting for things to happen. But with ISPC, this is like normally when you see this kind of fade, they like fade overnight down like another 10%, 7%, or they like gradually go up and then they do like this kind of thing. But this one it did a after market squeezed, and like considering the stuff we've been seeing lately, it's not as rare. But like normally on this kind of fade, like with the big crack and like a lot of people are up here, this is actually not normal. So you should expect this to have some volume. I just put in a very small short, like only 2,000 right now, just to kind of play with it because I think it's going to go like 21, 22. Other than that, KTTA is the main play. I kind of want it to go long again, but I still have to acknowledge that it's up over 230% from its high. And I remember we talked about it a lot. Things that are up like 300+%, 400+%, they're eventually just going to crash down. And then since they're up so high, they're going to have a big push. And so I'm going to play tennis today, try to mostly focus on the short, and then cover right away and get into the bounce. With APVO, this is just straight a sympathy play. Went from like 6 to originally it was 6 to 12, but now it's like 6 to 14. So it looks like I found some type of support at like 10. I was looking for like a dip high there, but there's just like way too many tickers that are like tradable but not ideal. And so you pretty much want to choose like 1 or 2 and then like go with it. The ones I choose right now is KTTA, which has like the high sides, and then if LGVN could like find some volume, I'd go in at like 30 because it's just a solid high price stock. And then there's a lot of shorts and stuff that I trapped at the bottom. Other than that, ISPC is the most dangerous out of all these. Going short, and the thing is, it's way too high to like be going long to. And so like when you saw me buy that like 100 position, that was me just like testing the waters. This is gonna be so choppy that's just gonna hold both ways for a while. I wouldn't actually look for anything on this until like at least 9:45, 9:50. Other than that, I just have like a side eye on like a lot of stuff. Be alert and be safe, guys. Yeah, this is definitely one of those days you don't want to try multiple things at once. We're dealing with a lot of volume and a lot of people that are emotionally triggered.
If I actually listened to my own advice, I'd be pretty good, especially if I did it like with 100% accuracy. Yeah, but that's not going to happen. All right, we're going to skip a little further into the video.
See, since it recovered now, the amount of like early shorts, they're going to get squeezed and they're going to add to this top. If enough like volume comes in to like spread them. Ooh, look at that. But what do you call it? I still think it's not dead yet. I just don't want to like, as soon as I short, get squeezed. But that just took a lot of momentum, so this is gradually going to fade. Low-key want to chase just to get my profits back, but I already got those back. No, it's still not dead yet. 750. Gonna be back there within 5 minutes. Okay. I remember why I stopped getting in the webinar. There's so much FOMO in my ear. That off killed me. LOL. Oof. See, the only thing I'm worried about is we had a ticker 2 weeks ago. It tested like the high of day 5 times before it like went down. And if most of the people are in this ticker, like originally our 100 million to like what 200 million like estimate, I think it's gonna exceed that, and we're gonna be in the same situation to where it's pretty much gonna look like a head and shoulders. Like, and this is just the left shoulder. It's on wait for the head to come up, or like that's what I'm aiming for at least. And like the head in my calculation is gonna be see. That doesn't seem right.
And this guy's taking forever. Give us the number, man. What are you doing?
.8, like 8.8, 8.7. That area.
All right. 8.8, 8.7 area. All right, I got you. So I'm going to skip a little further. This is going to be the last segment on this video, and then we'll switch to another one.
He's saying 240 to 270. And so they're only aiming for like 30, 50% pushes. And so it's a $2, $3 stock. And so that's, yeah, most of them are going to start trying to cover closer to 3. The lower ends are trying to cover 290. The ones in the upper, they'll cover closer to like 310, 320. And then again, it's like not a exact science. And so there's going to be enough momentum that is actually going to push over that point. And then like we're trying to get that shift like right at the top. And that's why we use a market order, not a limit order. Because like if we come 1% off, or not 1%, if we get 1 cent off from like the top or bottom that we're aiming for, there's so much triggering, there's so much FOMO that happens from that. I feel like I do that every single day. It's annoying. And then if I don't do it like, with a 1 cent miss like on either side, it'd be, I'll go in too early. Oh no, actually I've been doing okay lately. What did I do? What we all do. All right, so it's 10:30, guys. Let me see what's left. Here's the head. 10:30. Yeah, so the head should be coming in soon. The volume's still strong. In terms of how much attention this is gaining compared to the other ones, most of the attention's on KTTA. ISBC found some type of, I don't know, I was reading the volume. I thought that was the price. Yeah, ASPC dead. PTPI dying, but I still think it has at least another push in it. And I want to get in on that push. Hopefully it happens before 11. Anything after 11, I wouldn't feel as comfortable holding it. APVO, that's kind of dead at this point. Major support was like a 9, I think. There was something else I was looking at. Oh, here we go. LGVN, and I really wanted that to find something to push into, and I was going to short it. But that might be something later, because there's been a lot of tickers that just come back at like 1 o'clock and 2:30 and stuff like that. So be safe today, guys. We might be a part of a much bigger plan that we don't know about, and so we have to like stay safe. It looks like that head is coming up pretty soon. But again, like when the head happens, you want to get it on like the run up. Yeah, you want to get it on the run up, like after it breaks a high, and then after it breaks a high, there's still gonna be a little bit more momentum. There's gonna be a perk. Go into that little perk, and then you risk something like very fixed. Like before you even do the trade, you have to know what you're risking, and then when it hits that point, then either size down or size out, depending on how much price action. Other than that, stay safe, guys.
All right, so there's a lot to go through with all that, but just to add insult to injury, let me just throw in one more.
Most days. So come check out my streams, like and subscribe, and let's learn together. Yeah, let's get into whatever I want to show you here. So first thing, I have all these tickers up, and I have them on FinViz, and I just want to make something clear. There's a float and there's a market cap, and then like all these, last one was 4, this one's 6, next one's 5, next one's 5, next one's 5. They're all in the same kind of area. And then same thing with the market cap. It goes up to 60, goes to 29, then 34, then 19, then 35. That's a whole range from 20 to 60. You can use that information. You can categorize them together, and you could do something with that. But in the meantime, I'll just carry off my short that I made earlier at 254 on PTPI, and the short up here at 7.53 on KTTA. Another thing I'm kind of looking out for is APVO. So APVO it has the same float and market cap. And you see what happened with KTTA, which is the exact similar or same market cap. It went from 2 to like 8. And so that's a 400%, or like you add 300%. So that's 4 times what it started. With APVO, it only did 2 at this point. So I'm really hesitant on doing that or like trading this one. Originally I wanted to like dip by.
All right, I'm skipping ahead. Let's go
because
here.
like, you know, it lost half his gains. And I'm like, okay, you lost half your gains, so you lost momentum. But you're still, you know, a sympathy play to other pharmaceuticals at this time. And so I know that like there's a lot of hype coming in on these pharmaceuticals, so you're gonna push. And so again, it opened at 223. And so like, you know, the push did go up to, so 2 month, 15 minute. So so as you can see, it's around that 310 area is where most of the heavy volume is. And like some people still remember that point and they were aiming for that point, and I'm one of those people. And so if this was a day where any one of these were just the top gainer, not having like 5 of them at a time, then it would have did what I was expecting. But since it's been spread out through all these sympathy plays, it's a little bit harder to gauge. But you know, that's actually in our favor because we know it's a little weak. It's just plays throughout the day are going to fall off. And when they fall off, that volume is still there. That volume is going to go somewhere. And hopefully it doesn't go into your short, your ticker that you're shorting. But other than that, I just wanted to give like a few more, you know, inside the mindset of the trader kind of videos.
All right, that's enough for now. All right, this is for those of you that wanted to know how the tickers played out after I made my call outs. And I think I came up positive that day. But just to go back, I'll show you that ISPC. This is the one that was predicted to go down to like 5, 6, but then it came up towards the aftermarket because it was like heavily sorted, and then it's also a low float. It went all the way up to 21. Now, since this is the same market cap and float, or similar to APVO, I thought, you know, this is going to go to 21, 22 for APVO as well. And you can see it did go up to 21, but the day that it was on that same day. That was the thing that was slightly unpredictable. So this is kind of how it played out. Just if you guys were like wondering. Other than that, let's do a little summary of what we saw in the video today. So I wrote down a few things while the video was going. We have you can use recent price action of similar float and market cap to gauge the present to future price action of the ticker you're currently trading. Half loss gains in the pre-market, you know, half the spike. That shows that momentum's lost. You can do calculations of where early people are, late people, and then potential squeezes or potential what would a big seller be looking for, and like how can you attract him, like by using just visuals on the chart. Wide resistances with heavy volume, and where's the ideal place that you should be aiming for in terms of using it as a resistance, because it's wide, it's not dense. And so what I want to say with that is the I think it was PTP, the ticker that we showed before, PTPI. That was one that had $2 and a wide resistance. And I aimed for the halfway point, which was around like 310, which is actually slightly above the halfway point. It didn't reach my mark, and so I didn't go in full size. But I did end up chasing later because once I saw how weak it was, and then also had reason to believe that it had something to do with the recent price action, as well as most of the top gainers that day, there were like 5 of them. They were all rotating in terms of like who's attracting the most volume. Last 3 things, like in terms of the summary, a lot of the tickers recently, they've been coming back at like 1 o'clock, 2:30, sometimes in the aftermarket. And you have to be very tight with your risk. You have to watch your position because we might be a part of a bigger plan and not even know. Last thing I have to say is when the volume disappears on one of the top gainers, that volume has to go somewhere else. And when it comes to emotionally unstable people, they tend to trade something else to get their money back. And I'm not saying I know that from experience. I'm just saying I do that every day. But that could be an edge that you can use. And so we're going to leave it off on that. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. As always, stay safe, be smart, happy trading. Peace.